Hello everyone, hope you all are well and good. So let's continue our Indian geography. And in Indian geography, the next topic we have already discussed the extent of India, the longitudinal extent, the longitudinal and latitudinal aspect of India, and what is the extent of India. So the next important thing in Indian geography is that uh, with which countries we share the boundary, the land boundary. Means who are our neighbors actually, and what are the relations we have with our neighbors. Now this top which with the points I will be discussing today will actually create a base for international relations. Means we will also study the relations with these neighboring countries. Means at what point or due to what reasons we have dispute with the specific countries. So let's start that relationship with neighboring countries, or we can say it as a neighboring countries. So we share the boundary with the neighboring countries. The first country is say Bangladesh. Now I am writing these countries in a decreasing order. Means we share the maximum boundary with Bangladesh. However, in total we have 15,200 kilometers, around 15,200 kilometers of boundary, land boundary with our neighboring countries. So the first country is Bangladesh, along with whom we share the boundary of say 4,096 kilometers. The second country is China. I am again saying it. I am arranging them in decreasing order. So the second is China, that is 3,488 kilometers. Then we have Pakistan, that is 3,323 kilometers. The length of the boundaries, the exact length of the boundary is not much important. This is just for the reference. You only have to remember the boundary of Bangladesh, only of Bangladesh. The next is we have Myanmar. After Myanmar, we have next is Nepal. Nepal. I'm really sorry, Nepal, with 1,751 kilometers. Then we have Myanmar, which is around I think 1,643 kilometers. Then we have Bhutan, that is around 699 kilometers. And then we have Afghanistan. Last is Afghanistan, with whom we share the land boundary. I'm talking about the land boundary, guys. Land boundary. So Afghanistan, that is around 106 kilometers. So let's start in detailed discussion of the boundary of the relations with these countries. So I hope you all might be waiting. The Indians are usually waiting to share the interest with our favorite country, that is Pakistan. So not making you wait so much, I will start with Pakistan first. Pakistan. Looking on the map, if I look at the map, so this is Jammu Kashmir region and Rajasthan and Gujarat region. So the states with whom we share the boundary now is a UT, Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh. Here we have Punjab. Here we have Rajasthan, and here we have Gujarat. So these are the three states and two union territories which shares the boundary with Pakistan. On the other hand, in this side we have Sindh in this region we have in Pakistan Khyber Pakhtun region, and here we have Balochistan. Balochistan, though it does not share boundary with India, but you need to know about it. Means I would like to define Balochistan in a way that the way they actually tease us, Pakistan specifically, the way Pakistan tease us regarding Jammu and Kashmir issue, we also tease Pakistan regarding Balochistan issue. Means what were the issues in Jammu Kashmir? You can say 2 years back. So same are the issues in Balochistan even today. So जब वो हमारी जम्मू कश्मीर वाली दुखती नब्ज को दबाते हैं ना, हम यहाँ पंगा लेते हैं उनसे. तुम अपना बलूचिस्तान देखो यार. Why are you focusing over here, you idiots? So anyways, Balochistan, Khyber Pakhtunkhwa shares the boundary and Sindh shares the boundary. So this is the boundary part. Now let's discuss the issues part. What are the issues we are facing? So the first issue is regarding the Red Cliff Line. You can say the Red Cliff Line. I'm erasing it, this part. Red Cliff Line. So the Red Cliff Line in 1947, there was a Red Cliff Commission. Which actually decided the boundary between, irrespective of the knowledge of geography. These Britishers have so exploited us that without any knowing anything about the geography of the location, they made the boundary abruptly. So they made the boundary till Punjab. Now Jammu and Kashmir, this whole region of Jammu and Kashmir was actually a province at that time. So there is no such Red Cliff Line. There is no such Red Cliff Line in Jammu Kashmir region. But in 1948-49, the PLA, Pakistan Liberation Army, actually encroached in this region. And encroaching in this region led to formation of this LOC. However, it is said that if we have got 2 days more, then these PLA, the members of what the Pakistan would have been bitten hardly. They would have been slashed. But our Prime Minister, Honorable Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru, wanted that this issue should be taken to United Nations, and the United Nations gave a decision very late. So still today we are facing this issue of line of control, LOC, line of control, 1948 and 49. So this is one of the issue we are facing in this region. And the next issue which we are facing is that in 1963, around in 1963, this region of which comes under POK. This all region is POK, Pakistan Occupied Kashmir. Specifically, if I mention it specifically, this is Gilgit-Baltistan region, and this is Muzaffarabad region. Specifically. Now there is a valley over here which is a part of, say, Karakoram range, a kind of part of Karakoram range known as Sakshgam Valley. So this Sakshgam Valley, which is of around 5,000 square kilometer, was ceded to China. This part was given to China. Actually, Pakistan is a tool being used by China. Once the motive of China will be completed, China will kick him out. Honestly. This country, these idiots are crying today. You might be knowing about CPEC, China-Pakistan Economic Corridor. which starts from this Kashgar part. Sakshgam Valley. There is a valley, there is a province in China. I will discuss it later. That is Xinjiang province. Kashgar to Sakshgam Valley to the Gwadar Port. Gwadar Port over here. CPEC. CPEC is a board. It is a road made by. It is a road. It is a part of BR. It is a part of board. It is a part of not BR. BR is something else. I'm sorry. So it is Belt Road Initiative. Yes, Belt Road Initiative. It is a part of Belt Road Initiative. So starting from Kashgar through Sakshgam Valley to the Gwadar Port. The people who have land, specifically in Pakistan, who have land along this CPEC, they were promised by China, "Arey sir, aapke to you will able to earn so much money. You will be able to make 3 BHK houses." These idiots are crying today. सर उन्होंने तो इतना प्रॉमिस किया था कि हमारे 3 BHK हाउसेस बन जाएंगे, ये हो जाएगा, वो हो जाएगा, हम तो लुट गए, हम तो मर गए. You don't even know what is Pakistan doing with you. The economy of Pakistan is so low that they are being played by China. Option नहीं है सर, कोई option नहीं है. To pay the country which is paying the loan of Saudi Arabia, for paying the loan of Saudi Arabia is taking loan from China. Means I have to give, मैंने आपको पैसे देने हैं और मैं किसी और से लेके पैसे दे रहा हूं. I have no stand of mind. और ये चोरी होते हैं सब को, पाकिस्तान हम ऐसे कर देंगे, हम वैसे कर देंगे, ये कर. अरे look at your condition through the eyes of China. You idiots. थप्पड़ मारते हैं तो इनके. Seriously, China doesn't consider Pakistan as a country. I don't think so. And according to me, the way this Pakistan is moving ahead, a day will come when this whole Pakistan will be of China. According to me, it may be possible. So anyways, let's come back to the topic. So 1963, the Sakshgam Valley part of this part of Karakoram Tract was given to China. Anyways, another dispute here is regarding this Sar Creek region. See, creek is something. Say this is a water boundary. Water body, and a small water body, a narrow water body, encroached into land. It cannot be drawn over here. Obviously, it is a very small, very narrow water body which is encroached into land. That is what we call creek, and the name of that creek is Sar Creek. However, the Sar Creek is a no man's land. However, there is no vegetation. However, it is a marshy land. However, it is a salty region. But why we are fighting for this Sar Creek region? The answer is we might have studied that there is something called EEZ. We said in the last class, in the last video. You may check my last video regarding Indian geography. That is EEZ, in exclusive economic zone. So due to this exclusive economic zone, we are fighting for this Sar Creek region, which is in Gujarat. Gilgit-Baltistan, POK region, the first issue. Then the LOC wala issue, है ना? Then this wala part, and this is the additional knowledge for it. Anyways, so these are all the issues we are actually fighting on. And here we have, sorry I forgot to tell, here we have the Siachen Glacier, the triangular region, and Siachen Glacier, we have the northernmost point of India, that is Indirapur. Now sir, what is coal? Coal is something, say, these are the ranges. So this point is what we call coal. a valley region coal. This is what we call a coal. Indira coal. This is the northernmost point of India. So this is an additional information. Anyways, let's discuss our next favorite country. That is, I hope you all may able to guess it right. The next is China. China, we share the boundary of 3488 kilometers, and the boundary which we share is actually this part. So here we have Ladakh, and here we have Himachal Pradesh, Uttarakhand, Sikkim, and Arunachal Pradesh. ठीक है? So we don't share boundary. The Jammu Kashmir doesn't share boundary with China. On the other hand, in China, we have here as Tibet. Tibet region. This is an autonomous region of China, and this over here is Xinjiang region, which I discussed about recently. Kashgar part, and over here is the whole of China. Tibet, where we have, which has a Buddhist majority region. So these two are autonomous provinces. In Xinjiang, there is a issue of Uyghur Muslims. Means these Muslims are not even allowed to follow their religion. Even if they practice their religion, these Chinese, these choti aankhon wale slap them. Sir, though their height is small, unki aankheं choti hain, but their vision is so good, so large. Sir, it has set an example. Despite the fact there are no rights to the people in India, to the people in China, but the way it is developing, it's really good. It's really good. तो यहीं पे खत्म करते हैं. कंपेयर करने लगे तो लेक्चर बहुत लंबा चला जाएगा. Anyways, Uyghur Muslims वाला इशू यहाँ पर है, and they are not even allowed to follow this over here. But there is no hypocrisy. देखो, यहाँ पर Muslims को they are not allowing to follow their religion. And what about the Muslims living here in Pakistan? They are supporting them because Pakistan is a dispute with India. At the one point, they are not allowing Muslims to follow their religion. Means Uyghur Muslims are actually want this Xinjiang region to be made as Turkestan. एक अलग country बनाने का चाहते हैं ये Turkestan. Uyghur Muslims want this region to be made as Turkestan. And these Chinese says, you idiots, मारेंगे बहुत. यही कहते हैं सीधा. बकवास नहीं करनी है. On the other hand, supporting Pakistan. It is not actually supporting Pakistan, it is taking the benefit of Pakistan. Once the motive is accomplished, once the motive is fulfilled, it'll slap them hardly. भगा देंगे यहाँ से, भागो यहाँ से, मूर्खों. Anyways, Xinjiang. Policy is, this is the rule of nature today. This is the rule of nature. ऐसे ही आप survive कर सकते हैं. If we see ethically, they are doing wrong, but if we see geopolitically, they are somewhere they are right. Somewhere they are right. Not in all the aspects, not in all the fields. Anyways, so Xinjiang is the largest province of China, and Tibet is the second largest province of China. Both of them are autonomous region. Autonomous region means their defense, their external affairs will be controlled by China only. But their internal matters somewhere, their internal matters will be controlled by themselves. Tibet and now being the Buddhist majority region, Tibet Buddhist majority region, Tibet is actually the majority of people of Tibet follow Dalai Lama. And during the war around 1963, at the time of that war, Dalai Lama fled to Dharamshala in India. And due to this means China assumes that India actually supports Dalai Lama. So there is a dispute है छोटा सा, एक छोटी सी गिला शिकवा है चाइना का कि why you gave some shelter to Dalai Lama and all. Anyways, that's I won't discuss it much. You will be discussing this part in international relations. Tibet, Xinjiang region. Now next dispute here we have is this Aksai-Chin region. I'm erasing now. This Aksai-Chin region. Aksai-Chin. This region is Aksai-Chin, which was actually taken by China in 1963 war, and this line is known as line of actual control. So line of actual control has a western sector, it has a middle sector, and it has an eastern sector. In the western sector we have Ladakh, in middle sector we have Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand, in eastern sector we have Sikkim and Arunachal Pradesh. However, there was a line made as per 1914 Shimla Agreement. As per 1914 Shimla Agreement, the line is so called as McMahon Line. McMahon Line was made, but China does not consider this line as boundary between India and China. Plus, China considers this Arunachal Pradesh as South Tibet. China has a policy that if you will ask for this, अगर आप 10 पापा 10 टॉफी चाहिए, बड़ा 10 नहीं दांत खराब हो जाएंगे, 2 ले ले, ठीक है पापा 2 ले दो, मेरे को इतना ये रीजन मेरा है, चाइना ही सही, ये रीजन मेरा है, इतना तो नहीं मिलेगा, लड़ते लड़ते इतना तो मिल ही जाएगा. This is the policy of China. ये मांगो तो ये मिल जाएगा, पापा 10 टॉफी में 2 मिले, ठीक है 2 दे दो. It is not means मैकमोहन लाइन को वो मान नहीं रहा है, प्लस अरुणाचल प्रदेश को साउथ तिब्बत मानता है. Anyways, this region, if I talk about here we have Siachen Glacier, here we have Debsang Plain. Northern south to Debsang Plain we have Galwan Valley. Then we have here is Hot Spring region. Then here we have is Pangong Lake, shown in 3 Idiots. Pangong Lake, which is a salty saline lake, half in India and half in Aksai-Chin region. Pangong Lake. Then we have a region of Chushul region. Debsang Plain. These are north to south. Question can be asked. Debsang Plain, Galwan Valley, Hot Spring region, Pangong Lake and Chushul region. Pangong Lake, which is half in India and half in so-called China. So this Aksai-Chin region, which is controlled by China but claimed by India. Controlled by China and claimed by India. This area is around 38,000 kilometers square. So 38,000 kilometers square plus 5,000 kilometers square means around 42,000 kilometers square of area is with Plus, the point is, after discussing these issues, we get to know that China is not actually maintaining a friendly relations with India. We have, if you all are reading the news, last year we had a dispute regarding the Galwan Valley, and China is not maintaining the friendly relations. The government of India is knowing it very well. Now, government of India has started believing कि एक इंसान को उसकी भाषा में जवाब देना ही ठीक रहेगा. Government of India is knowing it very well. So for that, to give the jawab in the same bhasha, we have made a quad, in which we have 4 countries to actually retaliate China. If in case China starts a war, wages a war, so we have quad. Means on the one side we have USA, India, then in deep south we have Australia, southeast we have Australia, and in just east of China we have Japan. So this quad is actually creating a tension for China. Somewhere it is creating a tension for China, this quad. So what is the government? This is the government stand. This is the stand of government. It means it has already created quad to retaliate China. So this is all about China. Anyways, next is Nepal. Nepal, we share the boundary of 1751 kilometers. This is Nepal. 1751 kilometers. And here we have Uttarakhand, UP, Bihar. Here we have Sikkim, and here it shares the boundary with West Bengal also. So the longest boundary is with UP. Nepal has a longest boundary with UP. This region is a porous region. Means region is a plain region. Terai region. Terai is a type of plain. Also, to move to actually pass this boundaries, we don't need any such visa. There is no need of visa to change the countries. Means if you want to go to Nepal, there is no requirement of a visa actually. Plain area, Terai region, and this boundary was made in 1816 as per 1816 Sugauli Treaty. Sugauli Treaty means this treaty was between the Gorkhas of Nepal and in Gorkha. On the one side there was Gorkha of Nepal and Britishers. In this Sugauli Treaty, there was a river. Means a river over here on the boundary. The name of the river is Kali River. It was decided as the boundary between Nepal and India. Now the problem arises that in today's time, this Kali River has 2-3 tributaries like this. This region is actually Kala Pani region. Now, as per India, however, this issue was not much hotter. मतलब जितना इतना गर्म नहीं था ये issue जितना KP Oli साहब, the Prime Minister of Nepal, who was communist, who was much inclined towards China, जिन्होंने issue खड़ा कर दिया. We consider this river as the boundary, but Nepal considers this as the boundary. This river as a boundary. So there is a dispute between regarding this, and over here is Kalapani region. Kalapani region, that is Pittorgarh district, not Chittorgarh, it is Pittorgarh district. The name of the district is Pittorgarh. So this region, there is an issue regarding this region. The issue arose recently because to पहले क्या होता था, यहाँ पे हमने अभी रोड बना दी, जो पिलग्रिमेजेस थे उनके लिए कैलाश माउंटेन्स में जाने के लिए हमने यहाँ से रोड बना दी. अर्लियर इट वाज अ कच्चा रोड, और अगर किसी ने पक्का रोड से जाना होता था तो वो सिक्किम से होकर नथुला इज अ पास ओवर है, सिक्किम से होकर यूं जाते थे. अगर आप पैदल जा सकते हो तो कच्चा रोड. अब जब हमने यहाँ पर पक्का रोड बनाई तो नेपाल क्लेम्ड कि नहीं ये तो हमारा रीजन है, केपी ओली साउथ साइड. नाउ केपी ओली और यू कैन से नेपाल हैड अ बैक फ्रॉम चाइना, सो समवेयर दिस इशू अराउज. नाउ अब ये थोड़ा इशू ठंडा है. सो दिस वाज द इशू रिगार्डिंग कालापानी रीजन, और यू कैन से द Kalapani Pittorgarh district was the region. है ना, Sigoli with the actually the root of this issue is Sigoli Treaty. Britishers ने भी clear नहीं करके गए कौन सी वाली ट्रिब्यूटरी, तो वो वाली प्रॉब्लम है. Anyways, so this is regarding Nepal. Next we have is Bhutan. Bhutan. So over here we have Bhutan and the states are Sikkim, West Bengal, here we have Assam, and here we have Arunachal Pradesh. We have a very friendly relations with Bhutan. There is no such a big dispute with Bhutan. We have very friendly relations, and recently China tried to encroach in this region of Bhutan, and this region is known as Doklam. So it was obvious that Bhutan will not be able to defend China. So having friendly relations, Bhutan asked the help of India. Now the problem was actually China की policy, again the next policy of China, to irritate someone to an extent that person is compelled to pick up the weapons. Same policy was applied by China in this region when the Indian soldiers were standing over here, were defending over here. But this time we also followed our policy. We kept on standing like this. Bolo, keep on speaking, keep on uttering the words. We don't care. We started ignoring them. The only thing we didn't allow was to encroach, to move further in the region of Bhutan. After 14, 15, 20 days, China got a message कि sir, इनको फर्क नहीं पड़ता. Let's move back. They moved back. And this was a message to the global community, to the globe. This is how we should handle China. Ignore. हाँ, physically कुछ मत करने दो. Don't allow physically. Let them speak, let them bark, these bastards. Let them bark. So, this was a message, and actually global community complimented India. Sir, very good that you handled this issue very peacefully. The motive is to handle the issue peacefully. Peace, to maintain the peace. Because if today these major countries will get into war, if the major countries, 5, 10, 15 major countries get into war with each other, it will surely lead to world war. Surely. The reason can be any. So, to avoid that, we followed our policy. Now, why India wanted to help Bhutan? There was interest of India also. Obviously, there is no relation without interest. No relation. If we have relations with Bhutan, then we also have interest. I have learnt from my teacher. One of my teachers taught me there are no permanent friends, there are no permanent enemies. Note it down. A very important message. There are no permanent friends, there are no permanent enemies, there are permanent interests. So, what was the interest? The interest was this Siliguri region, a part of West Bengal. This is a short part, a narrow part of West Bengal, which actually connects the whole of India with this northeastern states. Now, if China would have encroached in Bhutan, we were in fear that China may not encroach into this Siliguri region. Siliguri region, also known as Chicken's Neck. क्योंकि अगर इस रीजन में ये रीजन चाइना ने कवर कर लिया, आगे तो बांग्लादेश आ गया, अगर ये रीजन कवर कर लिया तो हमारा कनेक्शन नॉर्थ ईस्ट के साथ पहले टूट जाएगा, और पहले ही थोड़े से डिस्प्यूट हैं, बिकॉज दिस इज अ ट्राइबल रीजन, दिस इज अ बैकवर्ड रीजन। सर मणिपुर त्रिपुरा में आज आकर ट्रेन चली है सर, कनेक्टिविटी नहीं है। These states are actually not connected with the whole of India, and that is why they are backward. To connect क्या करना पड़ेगा? हमें रेलवे लानी पड़ेगी, रेलवे cheapest way. Policy of Britain, if you will connect रेलवे। अच्छा, ब्रिटेन ने रेलवे चलाई थी इसलिए कि रॉ मटेरियल और एक्सचेंज ऑफ फिनिश गुड हो सके, बट रेलवे ऑल्सो हेल्प इन द formation of and the rising of national movement. It united people. So if you want this region to be united with whole of India, connectivity of railway is important. Sir, even if we today connect rail with China, with Pakistan, the issue will be solved. Also, we have now recently we are making the Chenab bridge. If you remember, we are making a bridge over Chenab to connect Jammu Kashmir with whole of India. Now see the change. ये सर प्रॉब्लम क्यों आ रही है? इकोनॉमी is a base on which the political and social structure is dependent. If your economy is not strong, your social and political structure will not be strong. So to improve economy, we are connecting the railway. अब रेलवे बनेगी तो आप लोग यहाँ पर जाओगे, हम लोग यहाँ पर जाएंगे, एज अ टूरिस्ट जाएंगे, इन्वेस्ट करेंगे, कुछ खाने को मांगेंगे, कुछ लेने को मांगेंगे, यहाँ पे शॉप्स खुलेंगी, इकोनॉमी की राइज होगी। जम्मू कश्मीर वाला इशू ऐसे खत्म होगा, ये वाला इशू ऐसे खत्म होगा, बाय कनेक्टिंग द रेलवे। सो दिस इज what we study in international relations, means base of international relations. Why are we doing this? क्या जरूरत है हमें? This ये जरूरत है सर, ये जरूरत है। So we had an interest of Siliguri region. Anyways, the next country which we have is Bangladesh. Bangladesh, the region of Bangladesh is This is the region of Bangladesh actually. Meghalaya, acha, boundary is West Bengal. Here we have Assam. Here we have Meghalaya. Here we have Tripura and Mizoram. So these are all the states which share boundary with Bangladesh. The Bangladesh maximum boundary, that is 4096 kilometers. Maximum boundary with Bangladesh. And recently that was the Prime Minister of Bangladesh, that is Sheikh Hasina. We had recently, in 2015 actually, we have a land boundary agreement, which was 100th constitutional amendment. 100th constitutional amendment. As per this 100th constitutional amendment, there were some enclaves in this West Bengal region. Means the region which was earlier known as Red Cliff Line. ये पहले Red Cliff Line थी ना? Because Bangladesh was East Pakistan before 1971. In the war of 1971, Bangladesh got the independence. So, earlier this was Red Cliff Line. Red Cliff Line. अब इस Red Cliff Line पे कुछ enclaves थे, कुछ regions थे, which were not clear कि वो चाइना, कि वो बांग्लादेश में है या वो इंडिया में है. So there was exchange of enclaves. There it was decided कि ठीक है, ये enclave आपका, ये enclave हमारा. Ultimately, so that was a boundary, that was 100th constitutional amendment, land boundary agreement between 2015, which was obviously between Sheikh Hasina and Prime Minister Narendra Modi. This was the dispute, which is now a bit of solved. So, अब काफी हद तक सॉल्व हो चुका है. रोहिंग्या वाला इशू है, चिट्टागोंग से लेकर रोहिंग्या आए थे, वो म्यांमार वाले पार्ट में हम अभी नेक्स्ट डिस्कस कर. ठीक है. सो द next part is Myanmar. The next country is Myanmar. म्यांमार में मैं इतना समय बनाता हूं. So this whole part is म्यांमार. म्यांमार में हमारे पास यहाँ पे एक रीजन है जिसका नाम है काचिन रीजन. काचिन रीजन. This is Chin region. This is Saigon region on the side of Myanmar. And here in India we have Arunachal Pradesh. Here we have Nagaland. Here we have Manipur and Mizoram. Now recently the Prime Minister of this Myanmar, that is Aung San Suu Kyi. The name of the Prime Minister is Aung San Suu Kyi, and this Aung San Suu Kyi has been dethroned by the military. Means now there is a military rule over here in Myanmar. Prime Minister को हटा दिया गया है military rule से. Now due to this military rule, the people of Myanmar are actually facing the exploitation. So Myanmar and Mizoram wanted कि sir इनको आ जाने दो, इंडिया में आ जाने दो, when the issue will be solved तो वापस चले जाएंगे. अच्छा, वाओ, वापस चले जाएंगे. सर जो पहले रोहिंग्यास आए थे, जो पहले इस रीजन से रोहिंग्यास आए थे, अराकन रखाइन रीजन से, क्या वो वापस चले गए? क्या चले गए वापस? तो जम्मू कश्मीर पहुंच गए सर. यहां से बांग्लादेश से चिटागोंग से होकर वेस्ट बंगाल दीदी ने उनको सपोर्ट दिया और वो बांग्लादेश पहुंच गई. दीदी gave support due to वोट बैंक. आधार कार्ड बनवा दिए उनके. वोट बैंक. So Arakan Rakhine region from where the Rohingyas entered into, from Rohingyas, यहाँ पे चिटागोंग एक पोर्ट है बांग्लादेश का, वहां पे चिटागोंग से होंगे, बांग्लादेश से होके they entered into वेस्ट बंगाल. ठीक है. सो अब जब इन्होंने कहा, मिजोरम ने और म्यांमार ने कहा कि सर इनको आने दो अंदर, है ना, मोदी साहब सेड, वी सेड स्पेसिफिकली, यहां कुछ लिखा हुआ है, दिख रहा है तुम्हें कुछ लिखा हुआ दिख रहा है यहां पे? पहले ये नहीं गया, इनको और ले ले हम अंदर. धर्मशाला थोड़ी है. बट ह्यूमन राइट्स विल, ह्यूमन राइट्स विल ऑलवेज, वो चलता रहेगा. हमारी खुद की इकोनॉमी प्रॉब्लम में है, अब कोरोना एंड ऑल दिस, और फिर एम्प्लॉयमेंट की प्रॉब्लम पहले है, इनको और लो, ये इन्होंने जाना नहीं वापस. नॉट पॉसिबल सर, नॉट पॉसिबल. एनीवेज, दिस इज व्हाट विद म्यांमार. म्यांमार के साथ हमारा ये है. अच्छा, म्यांमार के साथ रिसेंटली हमारा एक बेल्ट रोड इनिशिएटिव, मतलब एक इनिशिएटिव चलाया है हमने, दैट इज IMT, दैट इज इंडियन म्यांमार थाईलैंड. Indian Myanmar Thailand, there has been a road made by India. India बना रही है connecting Indian Myanmar and Thailand. This road, इसके बारे में मैं थोड़ा सा बता देता हूँ, please write it down. This road starts with More in Manipur. मोरे से ये रोड जाएगी म्यांमार के अंदर. ये मणिपुर है, मणिपुर से it will enter Myanmar and it will pass through Mandalay, which is a cultural city of Myanmar. After Mandalay, it will move to Nai Pyi Taw, which is the capital of Myanmar. After Nai Pyi Taw, it will move to Yangon, that is Rangoon. Earlier it was Rangoon. From Yangon, then it will enter into Thailand, Mysore. This is in Thailand. So this is IMT, Indian Myanmar Thailand road, starting from Manipur, then to Mandalay in Myanmar, then Nai Pyi Taw capital. At last, the last city of Myanmar will be that is Myawaddy. Last city of Myanmar, that is Myawaddy. Myawaddy se hoकर it will enter into Mysore. So this is important. Now why we are doing this? Why we are? क्या इतना अच्छा रिलेशन है हमारा थाईलैंड के साथ और म्यांमार के साथ? नहीं सर, इंटरेस्ट. Actually, this Myanmar and Thailand, specifically Thailand, opens it as a type of a gate to east. First interest, it is a type of a gate to east. मतलब एशियन नेशंस है जो हमारे सारे के सारे एशियन नेशन है, उनसे कनेक्टिविटी के लिए एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी. वेस्ट में हमने बहुत काम कर लिया, वेस्ट से बहुत एक्सप्लॉइट हो लिया. Now let's look towards east. ईस्ट में देखते हैं, यहां पर हम थोड़ी सी ट्रेडिंग स्टार्ट करते हैं, हमारी एक्सपोर्ट स्टार्ट करते हैं, एक्सपोर्ट इंपोर्ट करना अच्छा शुरू करते हैं, इजी हो जाएगा इससे. एक्ट ईस्ट पॉलिसी. द सेकेंड इंटरेस्ट इज कि दैट इफ वी विल इन्वेस्ट इन म्यांमार, सो हमारी एक नेबरिंग कंट्री ऐसी हो जाएगी जो चाइना के अगेंस्ट बोल सके. In case China invests into Myanmar, then it will create problem for India. So there are two interests. The one interest is Act East policy, which will help in trading with Eastern countries, with creating good relations with Eastern countries, international relations obviously, and then is investing in Myanmar to give a message to China. Also, So this is Myanmar. Now, next and the last country is Afghanistan. Afghanistan. Afghanistan के साथ we share only 106 kilometers of boundary. यहाँ पे this region. Here we have Ladakh वाले region के साथ we share 106 kilometers of boundary, and this region is known as Wakhan region. However, this part comes into POK, but still, as we claim POK as part of us, so this is shared by Afghanistan. Now, Afghanistan has also importance. Maintaining a relation with Afghanistan, though nowadays there is a problem of Taliban, but let's not discuss it over here. We will, if I'll be able to make a video on it regarding what is the actual issue, I will surely make it, because if I will discuss it over here, it will elongate the lecture. बहुत ज़्यादा time लग जाएगा. Anyways, so Iran, Iran नहीं, Afghanistan. अगर you know what is Iran over here, हमारे पास यहाँ पर ईरान है. Iran had a port that is known as Chabahar port. Chabahar port से we are actually making a railway track to Zahedan, which is in Iran. Zahedan से we are moving into Afghanistan, that is Zaranj in Afghanistan. Zaranj in Afghanistan, अफगानिस्तान के Zaranj से होकर, उसकी कैपिटल काबुल से होकर, एक सिटी मज़ार शरीफ से होकर हम कहां पहुंच जाएंगे? यहां पर एक रीजन है जिसको हम बोलते हैं सेंट्रल एशिया. So this Afghanistan, maintaining relation with Afghanistan is actually connecting us to Central Asia, because if this is Afghanistan, तो हमारे पास यहाँ पर तुर्कमेनिस्तान, ताजिकिस्तान, उज्बेकिस्तान, किर्गिस्तान, ये सारी सेंट्रल एशिया वाला पार्ट है, इसके साथ कनेक्ट करता है, और इसके साथ ट्रेडिंग जरूरी है सर. बहुत कुछ एक्सपोर्ट रिपोर्ट होता है, बहुत कुछ. सो इन इस सेंट्रल एशिया के साथ कनेक्ट रहना जरूरी है. हम कैसे कनेक्ट करते हैं? गुजरात से हम थ्रू सी वी मूव टू छाबार पोर्ट से देयर वी आर डेवलपिंग अ रेलवे ट्रैक जहेदन तक. जहेदन से देयर इज अ रोड टू जरंज, देन टू काबुल, देन टू मज़ार शरीफ, देन टू सेंट्रल Asia. So this is how we are maintaining a relation with. We want to maintain relation with Afghanistan. Obviously, the reason is interest. The only permanent thing is interest. So this was my humble effort to explain you all these relations with our countries. I hope this will help you in maintaining the base, means creating a base for international relations. Now, when you will study international relations anywhere, so your basics would be clear a bit. So, thank you.